लीले विनत विविधभूत व्रातरक्षैक दीक्षे श्रुतिशिरसि विदीप्ते ब्रह्मणि श्रीनिवासे भवतु मम परस्मिन् शेमुषी भक्तिरूपा पाराशर्य वचस्सुधाम् उपनिषद्दुग्धाब्धि मध्योद्धृताम् संसाराग्नि विदीपन व्यपगत प्राणात्म संजीवनीम् पूर्वाचार्य सुरक्षिताम् बहुमति व्याघात दूरस्थिताम् आनीतान्तु निजाक्षरैः सुमनसः भौमाः पिबन्त्वन्वहम्. These two are the Mangala Shlokams of Swami Ramanuja, which happen to be the invocatory Shlokams too for Sri Bhashyam. Ramanuja's magnum opus is one of the best works to Brahma Sutram is known as Sri Bhashyam. All the three Matacharyas, namely Shankara, Ramanuja and Madhva, all three have written commentaries on Vedavyasa's Brahma Sutra. Out of them, Ramanuja Bhashyam is known as Sri Bhashyam. And that Sri Bhashyam was born to explain the deep meanings of Vishishtadvaita philosophy. Let me first clarify to you the difference between a philosophy and a faith, because it has become a practice now to confuse between the two. Faith is Vaishnavism, Saivism, and so on and so forth, whereas philosophy is Vishishtadvaita, Advaita, Dvaita. The principles are known as philosophies, whereas my faith, the God on whom I believe on, is my religion. Faith and religion are one and the same, whereas philosophy differs. For example, all the three Matacharyas, Shankara, Ramanuja and Madhva, their philosophies differ, whereas their religion is one and the same, Vaishnavism. Whereas today, we have confused and distorted it a bit. We think that Shankaracharya, being an Advaiting in his philosophy, does not belong to Vaishnavism. It's not so. Be it Shankara or Ramanuja or Madhva, all three were Vaishnavites only. And that's 100% evident from their works. You go through the works of Shankara or Madhva or Ramanuja, they all talk about Vishnu as their God, Sriman Narayana as their God. Whereas they differ when it comes to the ways and means available to reach that Parabrahma. That is when the philosophy starts to differ. My principle about Jivatma, Paramatma, the way available for salvation, where do I reach, what do I do after reaching there, when all these principles differ, philosophies differ. But one basic concept does not differ here. It is the Jivatma which reaches the Paramatma, and that Paramatma is Sriman Narayana. There is no difference between the three school of thoughts between Shankara, Ramanuja and Madhya in this basic concept. So let us take this first of all into our mind, deeply into our mind, that all the three preachers, all the three philosophers, they believed in Sriman Narayana, in Vaishnavism, and that is the supreme creator. Then on, the philosophies started to differ. All the three philosophies are based on Vedas only. We all know about the four Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda. Vedas are age old. They are known as Apaurusheya, Anadi. Anadi would mean it does not have a starting. It doesn't begin on any day. It's never born. It's eternal. So it's Anadi. Apaurusheya, it was never propounded by any human being. It's always there. It is the word of Bhagavan. It is the ruling of Bhagavan himself. So there is no human being's hand laid into the Shastra. So it's Apaurusheya, Anadi, age-old Shastra. All the philosophy should culminate only from Shastra. Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita. All the three philosophers based their arguments on the same four Vedas and 10 Upanishads. More than the Vedas, the Upanishads gain importance here. The reason is, 4 Vedas are known as Purva Bhaga. The Upanishads are known as the Uttara Bhaga. Kindly note the difference here. Purva Bhaga talks about karma, the rituals to be performed. I perform a Punya Vachanam. I perform a Vayavya Yaga. I perform a Putra Kameti Yaga. I perform a Soma Yaga. All these karmic rituals, the rituals are mentioned in the Purva Bhaga, the 4 Vedas. But the rituals are not an end by themselves. They need to reach us somewhere. They need to take us somewhere. That is dealt to by the Uttara Bhaga, which is the Brahma Kanda. So Vedas are known as the Karma Kanda, the Purva Bhaga. Upanishads are known as the Brahma Kanda, the Uttara Bhaga. These rituals finally take us to the abode of Sriman Narayana, to Sri Vaikuntha. So Upanishads deal with the Brahma Kanda, whereas Vedas they are known as the Karma Kanda. There are 10 Upanishads which are popularly accepted with authenticity: Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Munda, Mandukya, Tittiri, Brihadaranyaka, Aitareya, Chandogya. These 10 Upanishads, they really come out, they culminate from the Vedas. Now when people started interpreting these Upanishads, they started using their own brains. Alvar in his Thiruvaimozhi says that Avaravar Tamadhama Dharivari Vahavaihari, Avaravar Irayavar Yana Adi Adayavargal, Avaravar Irayavar Kuravilar, Avaravar Vidhivadi Adaya Nindanare. As many number of people, that many number of brain. As many number of brains, that many number of philosophies. So they all took birth because I want to be independent. I need to find out, invent something afresh for me. This whole country runs on that. People want independence. They need to discover something and put it into the world, and they need to gain a name. This happened in philosophy also. The more the people, the more they learned, the scholars started quarreling amongst themselves. There is a saying that Vidwan Vipaschit Doshajna. A person who is a scholar never would agree with the second scholar. He always want to disagree with anyone else. Vidwan Vipaschit Doshajna. So all these people, they mastered the Shastras and started interpreting in their own way. Now when I make this statement, does it mean Ramanuja was also an interpreter? Did he talk with authenticity, or he also thought his own way and started interpreting Vedas? This is where we have to note the difference now. Shankara interpreted, Ramanuja interpreted, Madhva interpreted. How can there be 3 different interpretations from the same original text? Text is the same. You need to give a meaning to the text. How can you change that meaning to the text? Because Shastra comprises of 3 different categories of text. One is known as Bheda Shruti. Other is known as Abheda Shruti. The third category is known as Ghataka Shruti. Bheda Shruti, that which talks about absolute dualism. You are different, he is different, he is different, I am different, Paramatma is different from Jivatma. Everything and anything is separable. They are all different. This is absolute dualism. There is no connectivity between the two. Paramatma and the Jivatma are almost independent of each other. This is known as absolute dualism, all Bheda Shruti. Bheda, dualism, difference. Bheda Shruti, all the textual part in the Vedas which advocate Bheda, which advocate dualism, that portion is known as Bheda Shruti. Vedas, if they have stopped only with that, only Dvaitam would have been in existence. Unfortunately, to lead us to confusions, the Veda had another portion. It is known as Abheda Shruti. That talks only about non-dualism. It will say that Paramatma and Jivatma are the same. You the Jivatma and he the Jivatma are the same. A cat Jivatma or any other animal, a cow Jivatma are one and the same. Anyone who is able to look at differences will never attain moksham. He will only be going around and around in circles in this samsara. Nehana nasti kinchana. If I ever think that I am different from you or I am different from the Paramatma, I am there always in samsara. I can never attain moksham. So this portion is called the Abheda Shruti. Earlier we talked about Bheda Shruti, absolute dualism. Abheda Shruti, absolute non-dualism. Then there is one third portion. Vedas took pity on us. It thought, I have enough confused this human being. So let me now reconcile what I have told earlier. This is one portion totally contradicting to the other. Vedas now comes up with a new idea. Let me reconcile both. Why did I advocate dualism? Why did I advocate non-dualism? It lays a connecting bridge between the two. Ghataka, connection, relationship. Vedas are not fools to just say, advocate one at a time and advocate another at a time. It is our normal practice to talk so. Vedas would never do so. So they reconcile themselves. They iron out the differences between Bheda Shruti and Abheda Shruti. That's the third portion. So these three philosophers, Advaita Matacharya, Shankaracharya, he focused only on Abheda Shruti. Madhvacharya focused on Bheda Shruti. Ramanujacharya focused on Ghataka Shruti. This is how all the three philosophies took birth from the same Vedas. So it depends on what I like. It's the same Narayana. We see Krishna here, we see Rama there, we see Trivikrama there. I can say that Trivikrama is Narayana, Rama is Narayana, Krishna is Narayana. My kid will question me, how can the same Narayana be three? Why three? He can be 300 or 3000 also, because he has taken so many incarnations, so many avatars. Why so many? The reason is, if it's one in this world, people don't get attracted by him. If it's many, then we'll easily get attracted. For example, take the case of Krishna Jayanti. We prepare Bhakshanam, all the Naivedyam to be offered to the Lord. It is the same flour, the wheat flour or whichever flour. It is the same ghee, same sugar. You mix it in different proportions. One is known as Badam cake, other is known as milk cake, third is known as Mysore pak, fourth is known as Tenga Barfi. Why so? All the same. The ingredients are the same. Because I may like a Mysore pak, he might like a milk barfi, or someone else something else. It is to cater to this large mass. People differ in their taste. Vedas says, Loko bhinna ruchihi. This loka bhinna ruchi. None of us, our taste entirely differs. For example, last 2 days, whenever I entered a car, I requested the driver, whoever was my Sarathi, not to switch on the air conditioner because it was quite cool. Come today morning, I had to go to Livermore temple. I entered. As I have told yesterday, he did not switch on the AC. But it was sultry. I was sweating. I requested him, can he switch on? He asked me, you told yesterday not to do that. You are today telling me to switch on the AC. My taste has differed between yesterday and today. Not my taste and another's taste. That is always going to differ. My own taste differs between yesterday and today. We leave from Chennai to go to Badrikashrama Yatra. You go there, wear 10 shawls. If not, you will start shivering. It's -°C in Badri. Leave Badri, start getting back towards Chennai. We cross Nagpur, come to Ramagundam. If you have 10 shawls, you'll be a fool like me. So who will have those 10 shawls? My taste differ, my requirements differ. But finally, the ingredients are one and the same. So it is the same Vedas which gave birth to all the three. But the difference is whether it was taken from the Bheda Shruti or Abheda Shruti or Ghataka Shruti. Vishittadvaita, Ramanuja focused on all the three Shrutis, and more importantly the Ghataka Shruti, because Ghatakam is an important process. Now we talk about East and West, bridging between East and West. East alone is not going to flourish. West alone is not going to flourish. So Bheda alone would not flourish. Abheda alone would not flourish. One has to bridge the Bheda and Abheda. That was the job of Ghataka Shruti. So Vishittadvaita is an offshoot of all these Ghataka Shrutis. I will tell you an example of all these three Shrutis. We will go one by one each. The first one is absolutely non-dualism. Veda says that Sakalvevam Brahma, Kalvedam Brahma, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, Tajjalan. Whatever you see in this universe, Sarvam Kalu Idam Brahma. All these are Brahman. Nothing other than Brahman. This is an Abheda Shruti now. It's Brahman. This tape recorder is Brahman. This microphone is Brahman. This teapot is Brahman. This carpet is Brahman. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. Whatever you see with your naked eyes, all are Brahman. Don't look at differences. Don't see that he is different, he is spectacled, he wears a shirt, he wears a dhoti, he wears a pant. Don't see differences. All belong to Brahman. It's all Brahman, one and the same. Abheda Shruti. I'll tell you Bheda Shruti. Bhokta, Bhogyam, Preritarancha Matva, Ksharam Pradhanam, Amrita Ksharam Haraha, Ksharatmana Ishate Deva Ekaha, Bhokta, Bhogyam, Prerita. There is something that's always enjoyed by me. Take the case of a fruit. I enjoy eating a fruit. Who enjoys? The Jivatma. What is enjoyed? The fruit. So Shastra here says, Bhokta is the soul that which enjoys. Bhogyam, flower, fruit, chandan, food, all these are enjoyed. Bhogyam. Whatever is enjoyed by me is known as Bhogyam. I enjoy. I am known as the Bhokta. Now is it differentiating between the two or not? Just now I told you